Man, this is a great stream. I got the Apple screensaver behind me. I've got a great quality stream. I have made zero mistakes. Zero! We get the Bitcoin death mask. Boom, 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 boom. I look a little red. That's the only problem. Look a little red. Video capture. Why do I look so red? Color correction. We're going to add a little color correction here. Gamma, brightness, saturation, hue shift. We can make me purple. How do I look as a purple? Purple. Oh, that looks cool. That is so rad. All right. Now we're going on the other spectrum. We'll start looking jaundice. Oh, yeah. Ah, Grinch. Okay, it's come back to normal. That looks good. Is that natural? What do you think? I think that's not. It's a little on the orange side. Orange is good. Orange is the new. Orange is the new what? It's not the new black. Yeah, probably a little bit too orange. Need to update that a little bit. Let's hue shift a little bit more. That looks good. Then we'll bring down the well, we can bring up the saturation. We can bring down. I wonder if you bring up the saturation, then do the hue shift. And then you say, okay. And then bring down the saturation. Now I think, to me, that looks normal. Pretty good. I like it. I like it a lot. All right. Now we got to pop out the chat. Pop out chat. And we're pretty much good to go now. Let's see. We need to make that a little bit bigger so I don't have to use my glasses. All right. There's really no need to look at myself. There we go. Tell the people what's what. You know, I think the charts, they speak for themselves, don't you? So, like, if I were to change this background to this, do I need to say any more than that? Holy crap! Ah! See this? Upper US. Bitcoin. Ah, yes. The new world currency. There you go. There it is, the new world currency. The new world reserve currency. The one to replace all other fiat bullshit. It's going to blow everything away. Now, of course, you have the maximalists that are saying that, well, back in 2013, it went down 90%. And I think this year is going to go down 95%. Like, that's a good thing. And then it will be in a protracted bear market for 2 years, if it's anything like that. If it has any semblance whatsoever, which, I don't really necessarily disagree. I like that. Down 95%, flat for 2 years, fine by me. And if there comes some, reason for it to then make a resurgence, like the phoenix rising from the ashes, I'm okay with that. But in the meantime, swallow the reality. This is the Bitcoin death mask. ETH is dead. Yep, we need that. Yeah, Tone lost some dough. Tone Vase! Why don't you were supposed to take my course. You said you would take my course. That's what you said. You lied. Now you're lying to your people, and you're screwing them. How many Tone Vase subscribers are out there that lost shitloads of money? How many? Tone, are you going to atone? Are you going to apologize? We need to hear an apology. All I says, good day, Oni. Hope you're accumulating. No, ain't accumulating here. This is not the place to accumulate. I may start. Now, see, this is one day. It needs to close below 4,000 before I even think about accumulating. But if it's coming down so fast, why not just wait and see where it ends up? All right, we got to go back to the. Do we all want to watch this? Do we want to? Is this what we want? We want to look at this? Is that what we want to see? Or would you rather see the Sahara Desert? Wow, look at that. Endless dunes going on forever and ever. This is like Bitcoin life for those maximalists right now. Every dune that they manage to get over to the crest, they see nothing but death, despair, endless sand forever. So Rich Token says, I remember doing the opposite of what he said, thinking if I get wrecked, I'm with the old dude. Are you talking about me? I remember this old guy saying to sell at the top. I thought this dude was crazy. I didn't listen. Why? Ernie must be preparing his suitcase for a tropical getaway, thanks to Buttcorn. Yeah, I'm not sure I understand what that means. China is banning Bitcoin to sell all of it now. Crypto is dead. I'm changing my YouTube now. It's all because of China? Oh, yeah, go keep on believing that. Are you feeling any pain yet? I'm not. I feel good. I feel good. Hey, Seed, how you doing? You will make a mistake. Who is he talking about? Couldn't be me. Bitcoin is going lower than this. Ernie knows the truth. Oompa Loompa. Looks like the Blair Witch Project. Oh, that's yes, that is an awesome background. Pretty soon it will change to something cool. All right, let's see. We got a lot of people here. Luke, how you doing, Luke? 38 people in here. 3 likes. Smash the friggin' like button, for Christ's sake. XRP Moon Soy Boys. Yeah, I gotta, I really don't understand why I can't get more people in here. Well, we got 73 now, actually, so that's not bad. 73 losers. Are you coming because you're losing? Or are you coming because you're part of the gang here? You know that all I've been saying for the past 11 months is short every rally. Short every rally, short every friggin' rally, short every rally, short every. I said that maybe, I don't know, 30 something times. One time I was wrong on that was on April 12th, where we had that obvious, obvious manipulation of the market. But it's all manipulated. But that was the one resurgence. They blew their wad. You know, Hayfeed asks, Bitcoin is a scam, but Fedboy dollars market is totally legit. It's more. I get, I get the point, and so the answer is no, it's not legit, but it is more legit than anything else. That's what we're left with. The lesser evil. I mean, it is the bigger evil, but it's the evil that we know and that we can live with. Yes. Big Z. Hi, Ernie. No crypto talk, but wanted to ask you, where can I buy good quality CBD oil? And I've talked about this before. I'll show you what we get. We make our own oil from the crystals. So, you see that? Get about a gram in there. The crystals, mix it with coconut oil. That's what I would recommend right there. Let's see. There's none in here right now. I have a whole bunch of them all back there. Did I miss something? Do all people fart? Yes. All animals fart. Play a video of Tone Vays predicting Bitcoin will rally. Drama stirring is the best way to grow the channel. Yeah. I'm not going to make my channel off of his back. You guys got to tell your friends that this is the place to be if you want to get sane, rational, logical analysis with a bit of flair. XRP absolutely has use case, though, Ernie. You can believe whatever you keep on bringing it up, and I'm telling you, it's bullshit. When it's gone, you're going to come back and you're going to say, Ernie, yeah, you were right. Bitcoin to $100. That's pretty harsh, man. Bitcoin to 100. What is CB oil? CBD oil, cannabidiol. All right, it's an extract from the marijuana plant. It is the non-psychoactive primary ingredient that is largely attributed to medicinal use for pain relief, also for various types of neurological conditions, epilepsy. And also, many people also believe that it can cure cancer, or at least retard the growth of cancer and trigger the suicide directive inside of a cancer cell. So yeah, CBD is cool. Never heard of it. Well, you're living under a rock, man. Deadly content. CBD can also take a monster high and take the edge off of it and actually turn it into something really awesome. Mr. Happy, sold all my XRP. Buy in it again at 10 cents. Thanks, Bitcoin. Yeah, then you're going to sell it all again and then buy in lower, then sell again, buy in lower. Then you're going to get to fractional cents and yeah. If more people come, then I'll forget all about you. No, that's not true. Mark Burbot. I am missing Mike Michaels. I really like him. Always positive. I'm not sure who that is. COS. XRP is garbage. Grow up. Well, quite frankly, all the crypto altcoins are garbage. Well, you know, look, my estimate is 95 to 97% are total frauds. Total frauds. So that leaves 3 to 5% that aren't. I don't know which ones those are. And this is just an estimate. For all I know, they all could be garbage. And it's starting to look that way. Flippo4 says, XRP is not... Wait a minute, let me put it in my best soy boy voice. XRP is not PS. Why would Swift be generating their own version? The writing is on the wall. How's that sound? Is that soy boy enough? Yes, drink soy milk. Drink soy milk. The news unit says hodl. I doubt Dave says that. Dave, if you're out there, tell me. Tell me that you're not saying hodl. Can I buy CB Delicious from the UK? That I don't know. I mean, I would assume that if it's out there that you could buy it. Okay, so Deadly Content is realizing that his girlfriend thinks he's an idiot for not knowing. And I, too, share that opinion. So you're going to have to do something to get on the other side of idiot. Cannabidiol. It depends on which, where you put the emphasis. I say cannabidiol. Some people say cannabidiol. Potato. Deadly Content says, I'm under a rock. Safer there. Yeah. Sometimes. Every once in a while, you do have to stick your head out. Oh, I'm so happy for you, Cos. You made a fortune on XRP. Good for you. Frank Run. Who is this Tone Vase you guys are talking about? Too much about him since last year. Tone is right up there in terms of Bitcoin, I guess, punditry. I have no idea why. I think it's because he was in this early on, and he went to all the conferences and made, became annoying enough so enough people couldn't say, get the fuck out of here, Tone. And then I guess he made a bunch of money off of it, and so now he's risen to prominence, and he's built up his channel, and he has a cute babe on there. Then he invented this fake indicator based on another fake indicator. So he faked the fake indicator, sold them, tricked a bunch of people into buying that shit, and then gave them bad advice. People lost their shirt left and right. It was awful. Ripple and XRP are two different things. Yes, I know. Ripple's the network or the company, and XRP is the token that maybe greases the skid. Oh, yeah, they're two different things, owned by the same company. XRP is a security. The SEC will come down on them. Yes, eventually they will. Sid Jenner, how you doing? You can get CBD oil in the vape shops in the UK. See, I don't particularly want CBD oil. I'd rather have the crystals, the actual purest form of it and then add my own oil to it and then create my own licks of it. I bought XRP at 20 cents and sold it at $2. Haven't bought back in yet. Well, that's good. Good for you. We're glad that you are such a fucking genius. Nicholas Allen, how you doing? Why accumulate between 4K and 1K? Are you more inclined to believe that a use case will present itself, or that we will have another speculative bubble sometime in the near future? Okay, so here's my rationale for accumulating Bitcoin between 4 and 1K. I've also said that I believe that there's going to be a range that it will be trading in for the next year and a half, 2 years, maybe even 5 years. Now, a range between 1K and 4K has quite a range, and it's tradable. It's very, very tradable, especially with the futures. And so you could sit there and you could pump that thing and short it, pump it and short it, pump it and short it, and essentially own Bitcoin for nothing, eventually. So that's my idea. And then to accumulate around 1K and then reduce the cost basis down to nothing. And then I have a free ticket, a free lottery ticket. If it does take off, I make a bundle. And also I made a bundle on the trading prior to that. So that is my hedge against it possibly actually finding some, I don't know, some grounding. It's possible. You know, there are a lot of smart people out there working on this shit. And eventually somebody's going to stumble on something, and there's going to be an app that people are going to gravitate towards. But right now there is no killer app. There is no killer use case. And interest in it is waning. It's coming down. So play the odds. That's what I figure are the odds. It's not going to go much below 1,000 in my opinion. It could, but I'm going to trade that range. I think it's a viable range. Hopefully that answers your question, Nicholas. Tone Vay's new name, Tomb Trades. Yeah, I like that. That's good. Hi, Dominic. How you doing? Tone Vay's was a trader for Morgan Stanley. No, he was an analyst for Morgan Stanley. And he wasn't I don't think he was a fund manager. He was an analyst. He rose to a VP, but that basically means that he is one step above the janitor. If you understand what, everybody's a VP in a bank. He was an analyst at Morgan Stanley. He was not a trader. Out on bail. Happy for you. I totally missed when he said about Tone, just got here. I'm just hating on Tone Vay's right now. I mean, he's a nice guy and all, and I enjoyed debating him. Of course, the people who voted on the debate clearly gave me the win on that debate, and it was obvious that I had it all over him. His TA is bullshit. And he's been misguiding people all this time. For some unknown reason, the guy has 70,000 followers. I'm sure that if I still had my YouTube channel, mine would be up there around 70, 100,000 as well. Bitcoin and ICOs, fun is over. Well, I want to point out also that in November and December of last year, when everyone else was saying that 2018 would be the year of ICOs, what did I say? What did I say? If you remember, I said this verbatim. Bitcoin in 2018 would be the year of redemption. And what I meant by that is that there would be tons of companies that would have to give their money back. And that's exactly what's happening. You don't hear a lot about it because the Bitcoin punditry and the Bitcoin mags, they don't want to put that in there. But you go and look at the FBI and their cases and the SEC. That is exactly what's been happening. Crap coins are sending back the money to the investors. I said that. Nobody else said it. Bitcoin 2018 would be the year of altcoin redemption. Colonel Swan, thank you for thanking me. And Max Run, 6 to 12 coins worth something. The rest scam. So 6 to 12 coins out of what? 1,500 coins. All right. So we have. Let's go with 12 divided by 1,500 times 100. So that's 0.8%. And I gave it 3 to 5%. I guess I was being very generous. So I agree with you, Frank Run. 6 to 12 coins, under 1% of the coins may have valid use cases. I like that. I am adopting that right now. Thank you very much. Doi Tutran asks, when will Bitcoin come back to 20K, you think? Thank you. No. It might. It could go to 1 million. I don't know. But I think that the odds, if we were to take a look at it from the odds point of view, I think the odds clearly are against it going up that high. I believe that there will be something else that will replace it as well. If it does, if crypto does finally find some backing. When Bitcoin comes down far enough, there will be enough disinterest in it that other potentials, perhaps a Hashgraph coin, may start building some momentum and overtake it. So that's what I think is going to happen. It'll maintain the lead because it maintains the network, and so that's really the only thing it has going for it. And if the developers can continue developing it, improving it, maybe forking it, I don't know, then improve its governance model. XRP is in talks with Bank of America. Yeah, I heard that. And also IBM. So who the fuck cares? Please, Ernie, don't be a permabull in Bitcoin. Don't buy above 600. All right. Buying above 600 will make me a permabear. Isn't that something? Bank of America would use a Ripple Labs product other than XRP. I really don't think the bank is going to do anything with it, to tell you the truth. I don't know, Life Labs. Life Labs. Oh, that sounds familiar. I think they made a framework for web development and CRM development, I thought. Maybe that was another company with the name Life in it. Smash that like... Yes, please. Smash that like button. We have 103 people. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. This is the Death Mask show, the Death Mask edition of Bitcoin. What was it I used to call it? Live or Let Die? The Bitcoin Live or Let Die show? That was okay. That was fun. Mr. Trad, there's Mr. Troll. Keep shorting, schmucks. It ain't going down to 1K. You'll get burned. Because Mr. Trad has been saying that since, 15K. And he's gotten burned. And so now all he has left is trolling. Jose Diaz, why is people still mining if they're losing money now? Because the smart ones hedged their business with futures. They shorted futures. And so they're able to at least maintain some value. All right? And so they're able to stay in business and able to continue on. But there's going to be a point where the hedge will no longer work. And so what will happen is a number of people will leave. The total mining pool, a number of miners out there will drop. The competition will get better. The cost will come down. The odds of you actually getting awarded the Bitcoin will increase. And so that'll be a good thing for miners. But at the same time, they're going to have to fight off this drastic drop and lack of volume and volatility, and their costs don't go anywhere. They've already made these huge investments. Also, their suppliers, the GPU suppliers and other graphic card suppliers, they're hurting big time through this drought. There's going to be a lack of quality equipment. I think that is going to spur on some development to move away from some of these high-end cards in order to do the mining. Display Z's. Yeah, don't BS me your Hashgraph. They can't even launch their ICO because they're not in it for the money. You know, whatever. All Eyes says, okay, Ernie, is in November of last year. You said 2018 will be the year of redemption. Good call. It panned out. Now is November 2018. What is the year of 2019 looking like to me? 2019 is going to be the year of the salt flats. It's going to be flat. It's just going to be flat as far as the eye can see. We're going to see mountains way off into the distance, and we're going to keep on going, but we can never reach them. No matter how fast we go, we can never reach the mountains. That's what it's going to be. 2019 is going to be the year of nothing. Absolute bedlam, low volatility, some volatility peaking it here and there, just endless salt flats. Endless horizon. That's what it's going to be. Leopold, paradoxical. What's the Junto coin worth today? It's really not worth anything, to tell you the truth. Although, if you go on to the Waves network, it will tell you that it's actually worth quite a bit. It says that it's worth something like, I don't know, $200,000 or $200 million or something stupid like that because of the last transaction. I mean, it says that's what the market cap is. Rich Token, how you doing? Ernie, I have an idea to make us rich. Let's put blockchain on the blockchain. Yeah, let's double up. Double up, double down. Bitcoin will see 1K before it sees 20K again. Well, that's not a hard call. I might see that tomorrow. Phil LeDrew, how you doing? Let's put an infinite loop somewhere in that crappy Ethereum and watch the thing self-destruct. It's an idea. Hashgraph is a scam. They're waiting for the next bull run. I don't think Hashgraph is a scam. I think that they're taking it where it belongs in a private ledger. They're not trying for this big, public ledger. Actually, that's not true. They're going for a stable coin that they call Carbon, and that will be on the public ledger. And it will be interesting to see how that works. Their governance model is superior to anybody else's governance model, and that's the important thing. However, right now, they have gotten letters of intent from a lot of big companies to help out with that governance model. With Bitcoin dropping like this, I would expect some of them will get cold feet. Karaoke Master is lifting up the spirits of communism by mentioning Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez will be our next president, and she'll be a big supporter of XRP. It will moon in 2 years. The woman doesn't even know the 3 branches of government. What a fucking disgrace she is. Yeah, she thinks she's the Jenny from the block. Did you know that she grew up in an area where the average price of homes is $4 million? That's the average price. So question M, did you say 65% chance of 30K end of year in May, though to be fair, Ernie? Yeah, but I threw that out a long time ago. A long, long time ago. Long time ago. Long time ago. Hashgraph for people. And I said it was possible. That's all I did. I said it was possible that we could move up there. I was leaving it out there, kind of, throwing the carrot out there, hoping some people would say, well, this guy's not totally insane. He is saying that it could go to 30K. That was more like a marketing ploy to get people to come in and, at least hang out with the possibility that I could see or foresee a 30K Bitcoin. Deep down inside, I didn't really believe that it could do that. But I had to state that it was within the realm of possibility, statistical possibility. But I threw that away a long time ago. Hashgraph for people who never go in as accredited investors will be available March or February 2019 on exchanges. I'm not sure about that. Any pie left? Oh, okay. Mr. Trad, perma-bears are trying to scare the shit out of you. Don't miss the boat because of these losers. There's Mr. Troll again at it. And that, of course, is going to totally turn around everybody that's watching this channel. And they're going to see Mr. Trad, Mr. Troll, and they'll say, oh, an epiphany. I must go out and buy Bitcoin because I don't want to be a loser like all these other people here. Is global finance in trouble? I think financial companies were seeing a bit of a smackdown last week, but we've got the Santa Claus rally coming. I hope. Bull tiers provide liquidity. Go long. Rich token. What? Bitcoin has had 6 bubbles in the past that have popped only to come back stronger than ever. Well, thank you for that. But just because it happened in the past does not mean that it's going to happen in the future. Sorry. It's different situation, different market. Everything is different. I'm not saying that it can't happen. I'm just saying that it's highly unlikely. Life Labs was a Ponzi multi-level marketing scam. He can't admit Hashgraph is a scam because he is friends with them. No, I'm not friends with them. I have interviewed people on the Hashgraph team. I believe in their technology and their governance model. I think that they have, if crypto were to have a resurgence and grab a foothold, I think that Hashgraph is one of those few that has a better chance than average compared to the others of actually becoming something. That's where I stand, period. Do not read any more into it. Steve Brule. He knows that there will be another bubble. He is just trying to buy as low as possible. Well, the bubbles do tend to repeat, but there has to be a reason for that bubble, something that is going to spark the interest of enough people to get them to start pouring in and then experience that irrational exuberance and push it up. But right now, I don't see that happening. I don't see it happening for a long time. Somewhere along the line, someone is going to be able to ignite that flame again. I'm sure about it. But I don't see it happening right now. Why don't you like TD as an indicator? TD. Oh, Tom DeMark. Because Tom DeMark is the ultimate snake oil salesman. He is a fucking fraud. Tom DeMark is a fucking fraud. I hope he comes back and tries to sue me for that, but he is. Tom DeMark, fraud, scammer, snake oil salesman. Doesn't even understand his own indicator. There is no statistical proof behind it. What he has is a great marketing organization. He got in early on in the days of day trading and brought that out there as one of the few things that are out there, and many people, through hopium, attach their everything to it. But nobody makes money off of it. That's why TD is a fraud. And the other reason why is that I've done extensive, systematic testing and proof. So from a statistical point of view, there is no edge in TD. That's why. Tether is going to collapse. Funny how nobody is talking about that. I agree with that. I think it's going to collapse big time. Wow, look at all these things. The Mr. Trade blow bubbles while hoping for another bubble. Thomas, how you doing? Thomas Griffey. Only use case is buyer protection like PayPal. They would reverse the current seller protection, but unless that's done, there's no usability because in purchases, buyers decide the payment method. I mean, PayPal is against crypto. As a matter of fact, I got booted off of PayPal in another account because I mentioned crypto on my site. They told me I was too high of a risk. So now I don't put anything about crypto on my site other than take it as a payment option, not through PayPal, but through coin payments. And so I don't see what you're talking about with PayPal because purchase buyers decide on the payment method. Yeah, and that's why I offer multiple methods on my website. I offer PayPal, I offer Authorize.net, Amazon Pay, coin payments. Also, I haven't seen any confirmation that the Tokyo whale is done liquidating the stash. I didn't know that there was a continuation. Tether is going to collapse. Funny how nobody is talking about that. Also, I haven't seen any confirmation that the Tokyo whale is done liquidating the stash. This whale isn't the only one liquidating. I had said earlier that all the whales have to come to this realization, this epiphany. And it's really not even an epiphany. It is just a realization that the crypto market must come down and die. Bitcoin must die for it to survive. That has been my motto. And they realize that. They realize that in order to attract real institutional money, not the fake institutional, not the onesie-twosie type of institutions and high net worth individuals that have been investing, but real institutional money, the market must die and we must wash out all the crap, which now we apparently is 99.1% crap. Or 99.2% crap. All of that must be washed out in order for there to be a chance for crypto and decentralized ledgers to have a chance for survival. And then on top of that, we need to come up with some kind of, I don't know, killer application, some network, some way that companies can realize a return on their investment. And some way that this will fit into the current culture and develop a business model. There is no real business model that any corporation can foresee right now. I'll only buy Bitcoin if the longs versus shorts on Bitfinex go down to around 0.7. The problem is that both the longs and the shorts are going down, so regardless, you're going to get a lot more volatility on that ratio, and so it will become meaningless. Ernie, says Flippo4, where in the psychological cycle do you feel we are panic, capitulation, anger, or depression? I would say that we're halfway down the capitulation. All right? And most people don't want to hear that, but we're not anywhere near capitulation. They don't use cards to mine, they use ASICs. Yeah, I know, but those ASICs are being developed by certain companies, and those companies can't afford to produce them anymore, or they're going to have to raise their price because, well, they'll lower their price right now, but supply is going. It's a mess. All eyes, salt flats. Okay, clipped. I'll hold you to it. And I'm always right. That's meant to trigger people when I say that. The year of tanking, your 5% to 10% gains on all bounces. The year of taking your 5% to 10% gains on all bounces. The year of taking. Oh, are you saying this is what the 2019 is going to be the year of taking your 5 to 10% gains in all bounces? No, I would say that there is definitely going to be a range between 1K and 4K, and that will be a fairly easy range to trade. Salt flats are good for accumulating. Yeah, but I wouldn't concentrate on accumulating. I would concentrate on trading the range so that you can reduce the cost of owning that Bitcoin. Michael Jones, how you doing? Ernie, he says, the crypto swamp is being drained from the toxic scams so that the winners and good investment opportunities will come forth. Unfortunately, there aren't that many out there, and it's going to take them a while in order to gain a footing. So I agree with you, but I don't believe that just by getting rid of them, then we need to heal, and that healing is going to take a long time, a long, long time before the public will start developing any kind of confidence. Jose, is shorting safe even if Bitcoin price goes dangerously low, say $100, $10 even, or $1? Wouldn't companies like BitMEX disappear then? Yes, they would, because they make their lives on trading volume, on commissions, and if no one's trading it, now, I mean, it is conceivable, although unlikely, that it could go down there and transactions could increase in number. But if they keep the transaction price high with relative to the small price of Bitcoin, then it's not going to work. Then the transactions will go down. So they're going to have to figure out a way to have micro transactions or some lower level transaction in order to keep things going. They're going to have to scale back. Are you expecting BC for payment, Ernie? Asked True Grit. Well, I mean, I use it as payment right now, but only to give people an option. So the answer is no. I do not. Are we talking about Bitcoin Cash? No. I don't see any of these cryptos right now as a payment method. Not right now. In the future, yes. Are you accepting BC for payment? Yes, I am. I do accept Bitcoin Cash, but not for the embodiment, not for this Black Friday sale, Cyber Monday sale. I am not accepting it. I'm only accepting fiat, credit card only. And that's because it's a subscription, and there is really no easy way to do a subscription with crypto. All right, All Eyes is going to take another end around and try to convince me of something else. Okay, we're willing to read this. From this different perspective, Ernie, would you not at least advise for the average folk person, not a trader, to acquire what he or she can when they can, if vision is 5 years from now? No. Why do it now when you could put your money to work for the next 2 to 5 years? If it's going to move up, it's going to move up. Wait for a couple of years. Wait and see what happens. You know? I mean, if you miss the boat, you miss the boat. You can't put all your eggs in one basket. It is just one of many different investments that you should be looking at. I'm insulted you'd call me a perma-bear. I'll buy at $9.85. I don't think I called you a perma-bear. Maybe somebody else did. Stockbot, where do you see gold going? Right now, I see it going down further. Gold and silver down. See, and the reason for that is that Trump right now is enacting a plan that most people are not seeing. He is essentially creating another massive tax cut by forcing oil down in price, down into the 40s, perhaps even lower than 40, but I think around 45 is the target, and keep it there for a while. That is going to create a massive tax cut and put huge, because the energy costs will come plummeting down. That'll put a huge amount of available cash in people's pockets. They will start investing. He'll continue to cut back regulation. It's, because he could not rely on Congress to do all the things that he wanted to do. So what did he do? He is forcing the strategic reserves of oil to be tipped off to the top, and he's going to keep it there. And then when the reserves are tipped, he's going to put tankers out there, and he's going to fill up the tankers. When they get filled up, he's going to build more tankers and create jobs and fill those tankers up and keep the price of oil way down. Oh, it looks like we're going to another Apple screensaver. Need to make titles that are questions like, is this the bottom? Next big run? Are we heading up? Then soy boys will flow in. I don't want the soy boys. I don't mind if they come, to tell you the truth. They need a good spanking. Wow, I'm getting behind on these comments. Pretty soon, when I start getting a bigger crowd, I'm going to have somebody come in and parse these comments out for me. Phil LeDrew is trying to sound smart here. Give you your due. When my bias is pretty strong, e.g., or example, bearish on crypto for 2019, when my bias is pretty strong. So in other words, you're going to be very bearish for 2019. That's, that takes balls. I like to make an honest-to-God devil's advocate for the exact opposite scenario. Okay, so you're a contrarian. Curious if you do it too, and what you'd say for Bitcoin. Well, of course, I am a contrarian. I believe going against the crowd, but then there's timing too. And right now, I've been leading the charge of down while everyone else is saying it's going to bounce. So I am contrarian, and I'm sticking with my plan of what I've said. Nothing is going to change me from that. Eventually, everybody will catch up with me, and they'll all be bearish too. But it's going to be so in the tank that it's not going to matter. Crypto is a risk-on asset. The only reason it was able to run as hard as it's a risk-on asset? No, I don't see it that way. It's a risk-off asset big time right now. How can it be a risk-on asset? It's coming down hard. That is not a risk-on asset. This sale is also being fueled by the underlying flight to quality. No, it's not. It's people running from death. There's no flight to quality. They're running from certain demise. That's what it is. Oh, I like the scenery behind me. That is so friggin' awesome. Exactly. Price only dictates bubbles, not what Bitcoin is fundamentally or emotionally. Idiot. Emotionally. I don't know if you're calling someone an idiot or you're saying it's an emotional idiot. Whatever. Michael Jones. Ernie, your friend Tone Vase is at it again with his delusional calls. Yeah, I know. I wouldn't call him my friend. We met once on a debate, and like I said, I liked him. He seems like a nice guy. Ernie, can you explain what Tether actually is? No, because I don't think anybody can. They can't explain it themselves. They refuse to let anybody audit their books. So, no. Bitcoin dollar. I am losing my house right now. That's really sad. Sorry to hear that. Chuck says, why do the Bitcoin believers not understand that the river of greater fools has dried up? Yeah, that's a good question. Very good question. Flippo4, crypto is not dead, and there are definitely use cases. Millennials, for example, love the game Fortnite. And of course, there are crypto kitties, right? There's another use case for it. gaming. I would agree that there may be some use for crypto in gaming, also in betting sites that might be another place. Ernie, what do you think of Cardano in terms of reaching adoption? I don't. I've said long ago that Cardano, EOS, all of those are crap. They're not going anywhere. Nobody is buying their bullshit. Nobody is putting applications on their crap except for themselves. And all the applications they put on there are total crap. Yeah, I don't see it anywhere. A lot of smart guys in there, and so I feel bad for them. They've invested all this money, but they've also made a lot of money. 1,000 to 500 to 100. I see this. You have a vision. The Fan Show. Hello there. How you doing, The Fan Show? Is that it? You don't have anything else to say? Anthony Brocato. Hey, Ernie. Does the stored value of Bitcoin and the limited number of Bitcoin, none of the forks, pique any interest in you? No. Not at all. Because it's not a store of value. How can anybody argue that it's a store of value? If you got in at $20,000, are you looking at it as a store of value? If you got in at 15, are you looking at it as a store of value? If you got in at 10, are you looking at it as a store of value? If you got in at 6, are you friggin' looking at it as a store of value? If you got in at 4, are you looking at it as a store of value? No, you're not. Holy shit, store of value my ass. Total market cap now is 125 billion, is now below total market cap of McDonald's. Soon it will be down below 100 billion, mark my words. Also digging the green screen. Well, thank you. Where are we at now here? Could that be London? What is that? Can't see. All right, let's see. Wow, I'm really getting behind on these. I'm going to try to read some of these and then pick off. I'm very sorry if I don't read every single one. I'm trying to. So Thomas is saying, if I buy something online, I pay with PayPal because I want the buyer protection, even if the shop offers a discount for paying in Bitcoin. I still use PayPal, and that is why cryptos have no use case. Well, I mean, that's just one of the many use cases. But I agree with you. I would rather have somebody behind it that I can trust. Trump is the greatest president of all time? I think that history is going to judge Trump for what he actually accomplished. All right? He's only 2 years in, a little over 2 years, and he's accomplished quite a bit. So we'll see. We'll see what happens as time goes on. Trump not smart enough to understand complex markets. It's his cronies who want to manipulate the markets. All right, so one of those people that underestimates Trump. Everybody estimated Trump, and they were all wrong. Everyone underestimated Trump, and they were wrong. So continue to do that. I choose to go with who's winning at the time. Yeah, hell of a lot smart. I'm not going to let this devolve into a political conversation. Let me just say that although politics does play a very strong and prominent role in investing, I don't want to turn it into a fight. But let's just say this, that Hillary should be in prison, and Trump will go down as the greatest president of all time. And if I lose viewers right now because of that, I'm okay with that. I really am. Yeah. Okay, Ernie, what will you think will make gold go up? Inflation, I think, will allow it to inch up. I think as long as oil is held down, that'll hold inflation in check. And so for that reason, I'm not seeing gold go up anytime soon. As long as Trump has his jackboot, thug boot on the neck of oil, and the Saudis. You don't think that Trump isn't punishing the Saudis for that murder of the journalist? You don't think so? You don't think that this is not punishment? There's a difference between being a contrarian and doing what's logical. No, there's a difference between being a contrarian and doing what is sensible. I mean, you can take contrarian to an extreme and be illogical. There's a difference. Okay. It's silly to compare Trump to anyone, as he's currently the leader, the person responsible for the decisions that affect the market. And he's doing a great job. The market is booming. I mean, the market is right now going through a correction. And now I see it building some momentum, building a base, and then maybe the Santa Claus rally and it will go up. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Hey, Ernie, says Alex, why does the giant tax cut funded by more debt make sense when rates are rising? It all comes down to an expanding economy. If the economy expands, then more debt will make no difference. Tax cuts will make no difference at all. More money in your pocket, less costs, less regulation will expand the economy, and that is the best way to pay down the debt. Michael Davidson, how you doing? Good morning from Singapore, Ernie. I've been following you for some time. Appreciate the intelligent and cynical commentary. Well, thank you. That's, it's fun to get out here and just sort of get that release. It's not just cynical. There's sarcasm there, too, because sarcasm is my first language. I am multilingual. Andrew Goldstein is from Kauai. Oh, that's cool. Or maybe that was Kauai in the background. Is that what you're saying? This looks like Manhattan to me. What is my favorite shitcoin? I have no favorite shitcoin. I think they're all shitcoins. Why? That's like asking, what's your favorite shit? Is there a certain quality of shit that you really like above all other shit? Think about the question. Ernie, are you swing trading? I do day trade, swing trade, and position trade. So the answer is yes. Tether is a comedic parody of the Federal Reserve. That's a nice way of looking at it. I think the blockchain is not needed for gaming, says Elias. There are a lot of gaming channels that are unavailable to American users, and they can use Bitcoin as a way to pay for it without having to, so they're not blocked by it. Like American Card Player, I think it is. Although that is a shit gaming site. They have a lot of bots on there that are working against you. So All Eyes says he can agree that EOS is crap. Blizzard is developing games on EOS. Good for them. Ernie, what price point do you even consider buying Bitcoin? Well, I've said all along that I have a plan for accumulating Bitcoin from this point down to $1,000. Now, I'm not investing a lot at this point, very little, especially with it coming down so hard. I think that it has a chance to go down further before I even start investing. And I might readjust that bottom from 1,000 maybe to 750 or 500, thinking that it could go down there as well. So I want to reallocate my overall positioning strategy based on the price action that we've seen lately. Asdirt, how you doing? Ernie, the next bear after Kevin Svensson. Or the best bear after Kevin Svensson. I don't understand what the appeal of Kevin Svensson is. I really don't. I don't get it. He's boring as hell. His TA sucks, and he's not really even a trader. So what is it about him that has appeal? I'd like to know, because maybe I can emulate it. Not to troll, but yesterday you said Tone was long a month ago. Shat on him about, yeah, because he did take a long trade and it went down. I don't care what you say, but you're wrong. So fuck off. I remember the trade explicitly. It was the only trade he made. Ernie, I think we're going to get 4,300, then 3,000. That is my Elliott count. Uh-oh, Elliott wave. Abner, you just had to slip in the Elliott wave there. I wasn't looking. It's not a store of value for developed countries given the volatility, but the argument can certainly be made for countries like in turmoil, like Venezuela and Argentina. Sure, if they had a computer, or if they had any money to put into Bitcoin. What if you got in at $20? Is it a store of value then, Ernier? At $20? Maybe. It might be worth it. Skeletor. You speak the truth. That's why you don't have the followers, sadly, but please keep it up. Well, see, the same thing happened last year and the beginning of this year. I didn't have a lot of followers, but I kept the message up and it started to resonate. And then I got up to a certain number of followers and it started to improve and build on itself. And then people saw the results and the validity of my calls. And then it started to build and build and build. So I'm not so worried about gaining a whole bunch of people all at once. All I'm going to do is put out a consistent message, consistent shows, same basic attitudes. Some people are going to gravitate towards this kind of show. Others are going to reject it because, I don't know, maybe they're too sensitive soy boys. They can't take it. And then I'm going to attract the type of people that I like. You know, why would I want to be in business with a bunch of people that I don't like? If you like me, I like you. And I can get along with anybody, quite frankly. But, you know, these people that are just so wimpy and ass-whipped and cucks are the worst. Am I a little high? No. However, I do have a little of my own chatter, my own homegrown rosin that I created, that I pressed in here, and I think I will take a hit. It was my own rosin that I created myself, grew the plants, cultivated them, harvested them, cured them, and then pressed them. I still have a little bit left to press. Not much. Pressed about a pound or so. I've got a whole bunch of the rosin right in here. I'm trying to preserve it with alcohol. But I'm going to use this. I'm going to be using this to create suppositories for my dog. Question M. Are you asking a question? If a reduction in the US dollar value negates the store value argument, then people who make the argument for precious metals have also been wrong since 2012. But see, metals aren't going down 90%. And in the long run, they maintain their value. And I guess someone could make the same case for Bitcoin, but Bitcoin doesn't have a long enough history in order to say that. So, nice try, but not there yet. Where do I think the U.S. will be right now if Hillary won? That is a scary, scary thought. We would still have a weaponized Department of Justice, for one. We would probably be at war with North Korea. That's another. And everything else I just can't imagine. Happy Life. I bought Bitcoin at 20K. What should I do? Kill yourself. Trump went to the Wharton Business School. Yeah, it's true. I heard oil below 60 is bad for the markets. Well, that's what the markets are going to tell you. That's what the talking heads at CNBC and Bloomberg are going to tell you. Of course, they don't know shit. They're shills for just about anything that breathes. Anybody that's going to come across and throw them a few million or 100 million or 10 million, they're going to say whatever the fuck that person wants. The people who are saying that oil below $60 is bad for the markets are basically saying that it's bad for the oil markets, but it's fucking awesome for all the other markets. Happy Life. I will die for Trump. Well, that's pretty sad. I'd have to think about that. I guess it would depend on the situation. All right, I'm not going to talk about Trump anymore. I'm not going to read any more of those. Sorry. Oh, Activision Blizzard is not developing games on EOS. 2 of their former employees are. Well, thank you very much for the correction, Nicholas Allen. I'll say it. Kevin Svensson is more appealing because he delivers a similar message in a non-abrasive way. Soy boy! Alex L. Alex L's the soy boy. He's a cock. He can't take it. And no, he doesn't provide a similar message. The only message that's similar is that he's been bearish. His TA, I watched him. His TA is bullshit. It really is. And on top of that, he's boring. I mean, I literally fell asleep watching him. He gets triggered easy. See, a lot of people might think that I get triggered easy. I'll come back and I'll yell at you and tell you to go fuck off and that you're a cuck and a soy boy. But then again, I'll shake your hand and I'll say all's good. Give it up, Ernie. CBD has less than 1% THC. Elias, then that proves that you know nothing about CBD and THC. First of all, they're two different things. Most plants have that you're familiar with are heavy in THC with very little or no CBD. There are some strains, however, that have more CBD. Now, CBD and THC are two different things, by the way. There are some plants that do have more CBD, and some plants are designed specifically to have mostly CBD. So just based on your statement means that you really don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Your head's up your fucking ass. Come back to me and talk to me when you've edumacated yourself a little bit. Your coils are finished. That's probably true. I think you're referring to the coils inside here. I do have a quartz. There is a quartz element that I could put in there. Right here. I could put that in there. And I've never used this, so I might, in fact, put that in there and start trying that. But I think you're right. The coils are done for in this one. So this is the unit with the coil, the quartz coil. There's still a fair amount of rosin in there, though, so I'm going to be stuck with that, I think. Yeah, I think you're right. I think the coils might be done for. Let's try it one more time. Still got a hit. All I says Lemon Girl Scout cookies, rosin I have. Lemon Thai ex Girl Scout cookies, grew, cultivated, harvested, cured, and pressed. Also, Ernie, cool. What micron screens do you press in? I don't. Right now, I don't. I just take the bud and I make sure that it's sufficiently cured and moist. And sometimes I might press it into a puck, you know, using something like this little device here. Sometimes I'll just take the bud and just squeeze it and put it in there, and that's enough. And then just press it like that, and I have good results. Now, if I were pressing some keef, that would be a different story. I would want one of those micron bags. So 120 micron is probably about right. You can also do it with cheesecloth. That will work, but it's a little bit messy. So, yeah, that's generally what I do. Buy real weed to vape, you moron. I'm not sure exactly what that means. Buy real weed. I can grow way better weed than I can buy. That's for sure. What's crazy is that 10 years from now, the current price chart will look like a blip on the radar. Okay, so you're one of those people that thinks it's going to 100,000. God love you. You shelve your weed. What the fuck does that mean? You shelve your weed. I got some over here, but it's... Here's some good shake and trimmings that I'm going to use to make RSO oil. Those are shake and trimmings. They're really, really frosty for trimmings. And this will probably make several... that smells good. This will probably make several grams of RSO. CBD can legally only have 0.3% THC. CBD is a separate compound than THC. However, manufacturers add the legal limit of THC to maximize the efficacy of the elixir's effect. That's true, but it depends on what state you're in and so forth, whether or not you can have THC in it. You might be talking about from a federal level or a federal point of view, federal law. I don't know what the federal law is. I thought that CBD was still federally illegal, so you're probably talking about a specific state. Wow, serious. Looking at the screens for pressing much more efficient. The bags store up to 7 to 28 grams at a time. The benefit is no mess after you press. Well, I never have a mess. I get on average, about a 20% return, which is pretty darn good. I suppose I could get up to 23% sometimes, and that's damn good, and I don't go through a lot of fuss. I then take the chips and I'll repress those, and I'll probably get another 5 or 10% out of those. So I'm probably getting maximum efficiency, and I get good quality. So really, there's a lot of things that you can do in terms of how you press, the rate that you bring it down to press, the temperature that you're at, and there's all kinds of things going back and forth. The bags are the least of the effect for me. So there's that. Kevin Svensson is no more boring than watching you adjust your monitor color and taking phone calls. Oh, you think you tried to jab me. Jab me. Ooh, that hurt. That hurt so much. Seriously. I don't know what I'm going to do, Alex. I'm really getting Rennie triggered today. See, that's where you're wrong. I am untriggerable. I have only taken CBD sublingually. Does the effect change when smoked? Also, what is RSO? RSO is Rick Simpson oil, and it's a process where you can create what is largely known as hash oil. Generally, how it's done is that you take large amounts of weed, then you bake it at about 160 degrees to add or start the decarboxylation process that separates or transforms the THCA to a form that's more psychoactive. Then after you've baked it, then you put it into a jar like I showed you there, fill it up with some kind of dissolvent. I use Everclear. Some people use butane and other things and other dangerous chemicals. I use Everclear, which is basically white lightning, 190 proof alcohol, and that I think works best. And you then put it into the freezer, and then every 12 hours you shake it around. Once you've got most of that stuff dissolved into the Everclear, then you take it out and you squeeze it through some cheesecloth into a vial or a flask or whatever. It'll be kind of greenish at that point, green, dark green or whatever. Let it sit out in the sun for a while and let the chloroform get worked off through the sun rays. It will turn a nice amber color. And then when you have plenty of ventilation, because you are talking about alcohol, you want to then distill it, put it over a heating plate or something like that, continually stirring it, working off that alcohol, and eventually all that alcohol will evaporate completely and you'll be left with an oil, and that is Rick Simpson oil. And Rick Simpson oil, you can smoke it, you can eat it, you can try cooking with it, maybe mix it with butter or some other oil. Generally, that'll work because THC is fat soluble. All right. I think I've come to the end. That's amazing. No need to tell me of PAL CBD is legal here. Never heard of CBD oil containing more than 1%. Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. Because I have 99.9% pure CBD crystals here. And so when I make my CBD oil, it is much higher than 1%. Much, much higher. You shouldn't have chloroform in your weed. It's chlorophyll. That's what I said, chlorophyll. If it sounded like chloroform, then that was me tripping over my tongue. I know the difference between chloroform and chlorophyll. You heard wrong. I said it right. RSO cures stage 4 cancers. At least some cancers, there has been strong evidence that it does. So you hear me kind of hedging there. But we are using it for my dog who supposedly had lymphoma, and we put it in that along with CBD oil in a pill and then use it as a suppository, push it up his butt, and he got better. So I don't know. I mean, that's, causation, correlation without, through causation. I don't know. Don't know. All I know is that he's better. All right. Take care, all eyes. Luke, chloroform, and a rag. Night, night. Ernie, what are your thoughts on Cliff High? I don't like Cliff High. I don't want to debate him. I know everything. First of all, I think he's a little bit of a faker on the technology front, because I listened to him, and I was way more of a technologist than Cliff, although he was up there. And I think he throws some of that stuff around a little bit too loosely, that mumbo jumbo. He said that he would debate me one time, and then he blew me off. So I say, fuck him. Fuck Cliff. Fuck Cliff High. Fuck you. You and only you. Just fuck Cliff High. Get out of my fucking face. I never want to see you. Plus, I think that you're kind of bullshit. I mean, your shit is bullshit. I mean, you are, I don't know. I'm not going to put you in the category of faker or fraud. There is some validity to your linguistic methodologies. But overall, I don't like you. I don't like who you associate with. I don't like what you say. That's about it. Hey, Ernie, do you watch longer-term patterns? What do you think of the long chart? I'll tell you what I do. I leave patterns to the AI. And that's why I have an automated service, an artificial intelligence service that looks at patterns, things that I can't see. So I do look at patterns, but everything is through my eyes through volume profile and longer term. I favor longer term. I want to go with the trend. That's essentially what I do. Go with the trend, go where value is. Use volume profile to kind of get an idea of the structure of the market, of the supply and the demand. Find out where the demand is, where the supply is. And so, like I said, favor longer-term trades, a position-type trading, trend trading. And then also, at least with the AI, that's more of a swing trade, and I do that. And very rarely will I do a day trade. Very, very rarely. Unless I see something that it's so obvious that I'll do it. So I would say, 90% or maybe 80% position trading, 20 or 18% or maybe 19% swing trading, and then 1% day trading. I used to hear Cliff High on Art Bell's Coast to Coast in the early 2000s. Never believed him. Yeah, when you listen to someone who claims that he's a technologist, and you are a technologist, you can tell whether a guy is bullshitting you or not. And I'm just telling you that a lot of times he sounds like he's bullshitting me. All right? If he was truly a technologist, he wouldn't sound like the way he sounds. That's all I get to say. Might be able to pull it over most of you because you're not really true technologists, but to someone who, and just to give my creds, I'm the former chief technologist of a Fortune 50 company, so I would say that my creds are above Cliff High's by a significant degree. Our daily bit, general AI or a narrow AI? I would say a narrow AI. Peach One can't get past his ego. I'm not sure what you're talking about there. Ernie, are you concerned that the Dems control the House? How might this affect the markets? Well, the Republicans have the Senate, and we have the presidency, and we have the courts. So, yeah, I'm not worried. And I'm not saying from a Republican point of view. I'm saying from a conservative point of view because I am not a Republican. Pounds are off this year. Stuff is $600 a pound. Last year around 300 is around 300. $300 a pound? I'm not sure I've ever seen $300 a pound. And 600. That's super cheap wholesale market. I haven't seen that as well, so I don't know where you're buying your shit. All right. We're an hour and a half into this stream. That's got to be it. And it looks like viewership is dropping down now. It's at 76. We were up around over 100 there for a bit. I thank you very much. Look, right now, there are only 38 friggin' likes. If you haven't hit the like button, I want you to wake your ass up and hit that like button right now. Do it, because I'm hanging up. This is your last chance. Off into the sunset. Please, see ya. Okay, now I have to go through the process of hanging up. I think what I do is I stop streaming. Bye.